So welcome everyone. I'm Michael Libor. I am El Presidente of Momentum AMP. And I've got my two colleagues and collaborators. I've got my partner, the CEO, Peter Germanov, and Caden Stevens, the Wolf, our head of product, and one of the co-authors and creators of InsuranceAgency.AI. Guys, if you don't know Jason Cass, then I don't know what you're doing in the industry. Like, go find another job. But most of you do know Jason Cass, who is a very well-regarded, very influential voice in this industry. He is the principal founder of Indie Tech, and Momentum just issued a release. We have just partnered with and have become a major sponsor of Indie Tech. We absolutely love it. We think every single agency that is on this podcast and webinar and listening, and those who listen to it later, you must attend Indie Tech. I don't say that lightly. It is such an incredible, fabulous show. So I'm just going to turn it over to Jason for 60 seconds to talk about Indie Tech and the Momentum partnership. And then Peter, I'm sorry, we'll bring it back to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this. I jumped right on, wasn't expecting. Here's 60 seconds. There's no true independent insurance agent technology platform or conference out there. We have Applied, we have Vertafore, we have Hawksoft, we have these different, but that's about their system. There's no place we like to call Switzerland. It's neutral. You come and you learn specifically about the technology for the independent agency system. We're going to be having some awesome speakers. If you don't know Chris Voss, he wrote the book Never Split the Difference. He's going to be a keynote speaker. Troy Karsgen is going to be there as well. He was referred to us from Bradley Flowers. Also, I want you to look up the name Ruben, R-U-B-E-N, Hassid, H-A-S-S-I-D. He is the #2 influencer on LinkedIn, also has an open line to OpenAI and to Claude. And he is going to be there, flying him in from Israel, and he is going to be there doing a 3-hour workshop for us, showing us how to use technology and AI in ways that will absolutely blow your mind. If you're not following him on LinkedIn, you should. So it's going on February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The first is going to be BrainShare, but Indie Tech is the 2nd and 3rd. And if you are a Momentum user, it's even more special for you. We have 6 tracks of classes that will be going on, how you learn how to use technology. One of those classes will be 100% dedicated to Momentum users. So you're going to be learning all about this. What you're getting ready to learn here, it's going to be 10 months from now, and people are going to actually be rocking this system, and you're going to get together and learn from it. February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, it's got to be in Hilton, West Palm Beach, down in Florida. If you're a Florida agent, we're also partnering with FAIA to push, and they're partnering with us, and you get a discount if you're a Momentum user or part of FAIA. Thank you very much. Thank you for also being a presenting sponsor. You've really helped us take this to the next level, Peter and Michael. Thank you.
Guys, the show is going to sell out. Jason does not want it. It does not want to be a zoo. There's going to be 650 agencies max at the show. It's something that he wants to keep it tight, focused. He wants everybody to get something out of it. Doesn't want it to become a zoo. So scan this link, get onto the list. I believe
I'm
May
sorry.
1st.
The most March 5th or May 5th is the date it opens, and the first day, just for the first 24 hours, it's $99. After that, it goes to $299. So right now, jump onto your calendar, put in there, hey, I need to sign up. It's March 5th. It's the first Tuesday. I keep saying March. May 5th. It's the first Tuesday.
Cinco de Mayo.
In there, yeah, that's right. You can have some margaritas and celebrate. $99 for you to come, just for the first 24 hours. Then it goes to $299. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, Michael.
Well done.
Cool.
Okay, Jay, thank you. We are super proud to be a part of it. Genuinely, like, we went to the show, we loved it, and we just approached Jason and said we want in on this, and he was gracious enough to allow us to become a partner or sponsor. Okay, amazing. Thank you. Peter, back to you. It's all yours. InsuranceAgency.AI.
Thanks, Jason. Thank you, Michael. All right, real quick before I turn it over to Caden, because we really want to talk less today and just show you more. So what are we showing today? We are showcasing the future of insurance agency operations. Artificial intelligence is fundamentally changing our industry. So whether we like it or not, agency operations will soon be driven by artificial intelligence. So the role of the human is shifting from doing and performing all the tasks in an agency to actually just supervising and managing the AI agent workforce. Agencies that embrace this technology and this approach will thrive, while I believe that those that ignore it will probably stagnate. So having worked with technology throughout my career, I am truly amazed at the speed at which technology is changing and the innovations are coming. It's almost daily that we see some major improvements and new technologies popping up in AI. So what Kaden will demonstrate today is not a finished turnkey platform. It's rather the beginning of an evolving project. To give you an example, just in a few weeks since we announced this presentation and we're preparing to show you what we've developed, new technologies emerged that almost made what we've developed look a little bit outdated. And we have included some of these new technologies in just a few days, and we will include this in our presentation. So before I turn it over to Caden, I want to provide some context for those of you that are not familiar with NowSearch, the company, and our platform Momentum. Our mission from the beginning, some 15 plus years ago, has always been to use technology to improve the lives of insurance agents. We strive to develop systems and tools that give our agents the edge to compete and also provide a level playing field for the small agents against the behemoths out there. 15 years ago, NowSearch 1.0 was the first system. It was an affordable, the first fully web-based, browser-based system that was simple to use, and I had a very simple client portal where insurers could log in, check their policies, issue certificates, get documentation, and communicate with the agency. That was the premise. Now it seems, commonplace, but back then it was innovative, and a lot of people liked it. In the next few years, we pioneered the concept of a truly open, comprehensive API for the agency management space, which allows seamless integration with a variety of applications that people are using, phone systems, accounting systems, payment processing, and the like. We realized that agencies are using a variety of different applications, CRM, so we made sure that they're able to integrate their other applications inside their AMS. So the next evolution of NowSearch, which I call NowSearch 2.0, became known as Momentum AMP, or Momentum Agency Management Platform. Why do we call it a platform? And with response and feedback from existing clients, which is how we do things, the platform provides a single solution for the core processes in an agency, from referral generation and leads acquisition, to a CRM system to manage the opportunities, to building comparative rating or access to markets where you can get multiple quotes. And obviously the backend is an AMS. And all these are connected to the automation center, which provides automated workflows to manage the agency operations. We also offer back office and professional services for those agencies that need that type of help. And now we're at the threshold of what I refer to as NowSearch 3.0. As the founder of NowSearch, I stick with the name. It's our most exciting release to date. It's InsuranceAgency.AI. Now, what is it? It is the template for running an insurance agency in the age of artificial intelligence. We provide the infrastructure and the knowledge base for AI agents to do the work in your agency. It's AMS agnostic, and we'll get into that a little more, and it's fully open. You can add your own agents, or you can use the ones we provide. We also have a marketplace where people can upload skills, agents, exchange ideas, and collaborate that way. And with that said, I would like to turn it over to Caden to show you what we have been building and what the future of agency management looks like. Caden, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. Now let me go ahead and shift from the presentation and we'll go straight in. So jumping straight into this, like Peter said, we really wanted to do less slides and more just actually showing you the product. Because AI is one thing that I've seen so many agencies really do so much with in such a short amount of time. I mean, if you think about just a couple of years ago, this technology didn't exist, and it's already changed this world, our industry drastically. So you can see this right here, Insurance Agency AI. We'll go ahead and do the command, and it will load us directly into what we have to show you today. Now you'll see this is a pretty big difference from what you've seen before. So I'll start by explaining the navigation practices that exist within InsuranceAgency.AI. For instance, when you first go into it, you'll be greeted with a welcome page. This is going to explain to you really our goal, things that Michael will go deeper into later in this demonstration. It'll also give you a guide on how to get started, really how to use these tools and what it brings. But what you'll see here is over on the left, you'll see our navigation column. This is going to have all of your channels, your workspaces. It'll have the skills that you have created or that we have actually created and organized for you. It'll have all of the apps, which we'll go deeper into. And like Peter said, it'll even have access to the marketplace, which is becoming this tool where we can put all of our toolbox tools, where we can put our integrations, where we can allow you to help build this ecosystem, and we can really make this industry better together. Then beyond that, the navigation column, in the middle, you'll see the chat column. This is where you'll communicate with the AI. This is where you'll go back and forth. Right now, we're seeing all of the instructions, and it's basically telling us to create our first channel, but this is actually where you'll go back and forth like you'll see in this demonstration. And then over on the very right-hand side, we'll see our activity column. So right now, it's really dedicated to report for this channel, which is a workspace. But you can actually change this. This can adapt and change as you go to do certain things. If I'm handling some of these skills, this will actually adjust so I can do the actions over there. So let's go ahead and create our first channel. So we're just going to type in the channel name, the description. Now I already have a few created for this demo, so I'm more just going over the example with you. You can choose the icon so you can help organize it, the color, and you can give it all of the skills it needs. This is important because this means you can actually organize something like retention, which is multiple skills, right? You have cancellations, renewals, all of these different things. You can organize them into one channel. So whenever you're going back and forth about all of these items, it can focus on those tools and really give you way more accurate answers. Beyond that, we didn't want to limit creativity. And that's why you see the marketplace. But more than that, that's why you can see you can actually build out your own skills. You can go into here and name this skill. Give it its own icon, give it a description, give it an identity, instructions. And this is a lot like before, but we've refined this experience. You can type out something simple, click this, and it will redo the prompt, redo the instructions it has, so it knows what to do if it can do something, what to do if it fails. All of these steps will take place, and it will save the agency so much more time. The other thing you'll see right below that I know a lot of you have requested is you can actually give it knowledge. So we can upload a document like an appetite guide or some type of document where, it's the rules of the agency and it will follow it along the way. Instead of just using AI and having to go out to get the data, we can actually just use that internal knowledge to feed it straight in. So that was really the steps and the areas you'll see. So with that being said, let's jump into some of these skills. Let's test them out together. So the first one we're going to look at is the certificate skill. Now, a lot of you are actually already using this. A lot of you we owe to why this has become so good so fast. But this allows us to basically harness this into one area and really control how it gives you the information, what steps it takes you through. So whether you're doing it with InsuranceAgency.AI, whether you're doing it in our old platform, or you're even sending it in via an email, because we have COI@MomentumAMP.com that accesses this, it will do the same thing. It'll handle certificate requests for you, process them, and this one can even instantly send it out. So let's do one together. Let's say send COI to insured. Now this is where I'm going to identify the first major improvement. In our past AI, and in really the majority of AI, whenever you're talking to it, you just have to hope it's finding the right client. We have introduced in-text searching. So I can actually right here go in and I could just say, send the COI for this insured, and then I can go ahead and paste the request. Let's say I had all the cert holder information. It will then go through, start doing all of the steps. You're seeing it found the details. It's going to ask me if I want to add any vehicles. It's going to ask me if, I want to send out the cert right away. It's going to confirm the email. And I could just go ahead and say, no vehicles, and yes. And it instantly sent it out. Now you also notice over on the right-hand side, we have it showing these sent certificates. So it instantly refreshed, and now we're seeing the sent certificate right there. So the master was created, sent everything out. And if I wanted to confirm, this is the other major improvement, because a lot of AIs will say, oh, we did this for this client, and it'll just give you the ID. And even we did that before. And it really provided, it was a lot of the reason why people started to distrust AI, because if anything went wrong and they gave you the wrong ID, then you just had to go in and fix it afterwards. Beforehand, we'll actually show this hyperlinked, and we have these nice info screens now. So whether it's the insured, the policy, any of these items, I can go into the details of the client and I could say, yeah, that's the right one. This will also instantly tell me if everything is basically going right, if it sent out the cert, if the policy is all active. So that was really the first skill we wanted to go over. So the certificate skill, really already a one that's used a ton. It will save you a ton of time. It really is a great tool. So let's go into the next one, because again, we want to sort of make this fast, go through all these skills together, and give you guys ideas. And this is just a small taste of what this can actually do. But going into the next one, we have the accord form scale. Another highly requested one. This one actually allows you to simply prompt the system, and it will create full accord forms with the data. So I can say something like create an accord 25 for this insured. I could use the same insured or 125. It will then go through, think about it. All the steps will take place, and it will give me next step action. So it's most likely going to say, okay, well, what policy do you want to use? What items do you want to attach? The other extremely useful thing is in this example, I'm actually going through and I'm basically using AMS data. You do not have to do that. You can actually feed it a document. So you could say, fill out this insured with this data from this document and fill out this accord form. So we can upload a document and have it extract that data from that document and create the accord form with the client data, basically combining all of the elements and filling out a perfect accord form. So this will go through and think, and I am paying attention to the chat, so if you guys have anything, feel free to throw it in. I'll try to include it. But I'm just so excited to show you all of these things. There's so many great skills within here.
Aiden, while you're pulling that up, guys, we'll get into like the architecture of this later and kind of what's happening behind the scenes. But at the risk of sounding like a big shot, as I'm reading, when someone says, can you do this? Can it do this? The answer is yes. As long as there is some type of digital endpoint, and AI has now completely broadened what that means. So we've built this platform where any two systems, any two parties, any two files, any two APIs can actually work together and be turned and built into custom workflows that are powered by AI, and a human in the loop can pop in at any time. So if you can imagine it, it could be built. And as things are being built, we're actually publishing them in our marketplace, which Caden will get to. So I just wanted to kind of address of, this is not limited to just one type of workflow or one type of process.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Michael. And to answer some of the questions I'm seeing asked, like, can it do supplementals? Does it have limitations? That type of thing. The important thing is like, this is not just happening within the AI itself. You'll see later, that's pretty easy. We know how easy that is nowadays with AI. This is actually using our internal tools. So the end result is it basically took that data, found it, created the accord form, and it actually generated that accord form directly on that client's record within the system. So even if I had to go in, fill it out, if I wanted to use it for e-signature, keep it within the environment, use all of the perks to using our form capability, it's all still there. We're not just generating a form, we're actually putting it within your full process. So that's probably the biggest difference. And like I said, whether it's filling out with the actual AMS data, or let's say you had a form that wasn't even in the system, I could get here and it could say, I don't have this data, and I could prompt it and I could say, hey, here's a form with all of the data. Please extract it and then fill out this Accord form, and it will do all of those steps. Now, going on to the next one, because obviously Accord forms was a big one, but it will not just be Accord forms. It will really happen within our forms area. I want to go into rate and submission builder. So rate and submission builder really shows one of the other things we're trying to accomplish with InsuranceAgency.AI, because we've created all these great products. We've created a great ecosystem along with all of your guys' help, but it feels separated. So we're trying to bring those products to feel more like a integrated platform, like it's all a part of one. And what you're seeing here is the rate and submission builder is actually using our commercial lines rater behind the scenes. So I can go into here and I can say, go ahead and create a workers' compensation quote and rate submission for a new account. I can give it a prompt at the insured. I can give it all of these instructions, and it will actually take me through the beginning quoting process and submission process with our commercial lines rater. So behind the scenes, again, this isn't just extracting the data. This is actually using our tools behind the scenes. You can see. So I'll go into there. So we have like all of the different tools. We can give it the NICS code. It will go through and show the carrier appetite and everything that's going on. And all the while along the way, we're going to be referencing the clients it's actually using. We're going to be referencing the insured, the policy if it's into play. We can actually give it further instructions, and we're going to get it to the end step. We're going to get it right to the end step where you can just start the quote application and it will all fill in within the commercial lines area. And you'll see this across the board. We're doing this for our commercial lines rater. We're doing it for the automation center. We're doing it for Momentum Edge with leads. We're trying to unify all these products. So yes, you can build prompts around it. We can build tools around it. Our partners and our integration partners can actually build widgets over here that will unify this whole ecosystem and unify the full workflow. So that's the rate and submission builder, but you can go through the full process, answer all the questions, and the idea is it'll throw you right at the end of that quote, right at the end of the rating process.
Caden, can I throw in like one thought that I think it's important?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll get into this more a little bit later, everyone. But as Peter mentioned, AI, what does that mean? It's like such a big concept. But I want everybody to imagine that you're being cloned, right? If you're the agency principal, you are being cloned, and you're being cloned with your knowledge of your industry, insurance, or imagine like Hank Greenberg, the smartest insurance mind, uh, is being cloned and is going to be customer facing to your customers. And you and everything you know about insurance in your business is, in a sense, being cloned. And that consciousness is being powered by InsuranceAgency.AI. That kind of like, I saw I saw that happen really for the first time this week. So everything that we're showing you has this intelligence behind it that's not like old world computer coding where like we had a program in to say if this then that. The smartest person alive is now being made available to you at all times to perform any function in your industry. And we're just harnessing that and making it accessible to a person who might not know how to use APIs or code or know how to take a piece of JavaScript and do something with it. So we'll get more into it, but I just wanted to get the point across that this is being powered by an intellect that we can't begin to comprehend that has now been made available to you at your disposal 24/7 to serve your customers.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Michael. So moving on to the next tool, because I see plenty of comments and I really want to get all of these tools that we have seen be used and you've actually most likely used in our old AI, which it's insane that that was only a year ago today that we were at that point. But with all of your guys' feedback, with all of your help, we've really moved so fast and we can't thank you enough. But moving on to the next one, let's go into Policy Summarizer, because this really has simplified the full process of being able to extract data. And this is for any document. A lot of you still haven't used our current AI, and if that's the case, you could already go in there and do this. But what you're going to see me do is I'll go in and I'll say summarize this document. and I'll just quickly go through and upload a deck page. It will then extract it, and it will give us next step options to what we want to do with it. And in the skills, if we're building out our own skills, I can give it so many steps at this point. I can say, I don't only want you to scan this data and take it from here and upload it to the system. I want you to go ahead and upload a note, add a tag. I want you to enroll it into a workflow. See, when we're building all of these things together and everything's coming together, that's what's going to save the agency time. I've seen so many agencies use this in so many different ways. I've seen them use it to check their data to make sure it's up to date. I've seen agencies that don't have downloads. So they just upload, policy changes, and it will actually go through and find the account and it will update that information. Or I see agencies that, just want to be able to upload a deck page and create everything right away. That's how simplified we're trying to make this. It's going to give you the next steps. It'll say, what do we want to do with this? Add the policy or quote, add the prospect, insert all data. So let's go ahead and say insert all data, and it will complete those steps. But you're getting the idea here. I am within a channel, which means it's organizing all these communications. I'm using all of these tools, and it's really just making everything so much easier. So we went and did that, and now it's directly in the system. So moving past the policy summarizer, I want to quickly touch on one of the tools that has really changed since we first launched it. I was just talking with an agency the other day, and they were like, this is why it didn't work for me. We actually changed it months ago. It's the commission statement. Now, this is one thing that one person at your agency will love because it saves so much time. This actually allows you to scan a commission statement. It will then summarize the data, break it down, and then it uses our tool that we have within the toolbox. So you're seeing how we're integrating that into here. It will summarize the commissions, and you can actually import the commissions directly from here. Now, one important thing to know is when this goes in, this doesn't just use data import like it did early on. This will actually go in the exact same way direct bill downloads go in. So then you can merge it and it will create everything. It'll, generate the statement, reconcile everything. It does the full commission process. And if we think about like the largest commission statements that we spend all day on, this saves so much time. Now, those are really the skills that are used on a chat basis. Now I'm going to jump into more of the tools-based ones. So I'm going to go over one of my favorite ones. It's the quote proposal. Most of you know how passionate I am about this, but we've refined the user experience and we brought it straight into the InsuranceAgency.AI platform. So you can actually see right here, I can use the full quote proposal. This is the same one, just refined, that's in the toolbox. I can go through here and say, okay, I'm going to use it for this client. It'll fill in everything. I'm going to upload this data. I can add additional documents as well. I can select things for comparison. I don't even have to just upload the document either. I can select it from the client's files. I can select a quote from the AMS, but usually that does not have enough data. But I can click next step. I can then select a template if I want to create a custom template, select my signature, select which team members are going to sign it, or not sign it, sorry, which team members are going to be on there. So if I have different proposals, have different people. I can upload extra documents. So if I want like all the carrier pages to be on the next pages, I can do that. And then I click next step, and it will actually go through, use AI, and it will refine this full document. Now I have one in the history, so we don't have to wait, but we'll go through and we'll view that. A professional looking proposal that's essentially taken every single document you've given it and extracted it and put it in a way that looks, it's going to break down everything, the exclusions, the endorsements, the special conditions. It'll allow you to sign it, and it will even allow you to send it straight to the AMS, or you can actually use the RabbitSign integration directly from here, all without leaving the system. You also see carrier download within here. So a lot of you are on our RPA for carrier downloads, and it is pretty much like it only happens once a day. It happens at 7 a.m. every day. If your downloads don't reach before then, it really doesn't merge them. We sort of try to retry later in the afternoon. But this is something AI has perfectly, optimized. So we've actually created an AI agent that can go in and help merge your carrier downloads, help find matches, help sync that data, and really just handle your carry downs, handle your rater imports, merge the match ones, leave the ones that you have to review for yourself. We're building out that process in here, and we have a deep agent that will really take care of those steps for you. And then the last main skill I'm going to go over in this presentation, again, we have so many. You can actually see all of the different types, including a full AMS copilot for helping you. But the last one I want to go over is something we've been working on for quite some time. This is AI voice. So we've seen a lot of solutions out there, but one of our superpowers is your data is already within our system. So what this allows you to do is build out a full AI agent. Here I've built out one around service requests. You can assign phone numbers. You can see the call logs. We can see the pending requests. And we can also give it data. So obviously it has access to your AMS. It knows all of the information that you give it, permission to know. But if you want to upload documents about your agency, sort of give it an identity, you can actually do that. You can upload full documents and it will have that knowledge when they're spoken to as well. What hours you work, what holidays you have off, all of those things. So with that being said, again, you sort of notice it's sort of a rapid fire demonstration to prove how excited and how much this will actually work for your agency. But let's go ahead and give it a call and we'll test it out together.
Welcome to Cadence Deep Sea Demonstration Agency Service Support. How can I help you with your service request today?
Yeah, I'm just trying to add a vehicle to my policy.
I found a couple of accounts with that number. Could you confirm your address for me so I can pull up the right one?
Yeah, it should be Sanket Trucking.
Perfect. I have Sanket Trucking LLC in Kannapolis, North Carolina. Is that right?
That is, yeah.
Great. So you're looking to add a vehicle. Which policy number is this for?
It'll be a new policy. Can you just insert the request?
Absolutely. I can do that. Let me get the vehicle details from you. What's the year, make, and model of the vehicle you're adding?
Yeah, it's a 1999.
Caden, unless you have
Truck.
something super
No, yeah,
interesting
I'm not
that's
gonna
coming,
go.
I
wanted
think
to show
everybody
them
gets the point.
the service request because that's sort of the magic behind it, right? It's not we've seen plenty of those. It's the fact that we just identified some of the main things we're seeing with AI voice, and we've sort of found ways to get around them. Because it has the existing data, it actually recognized that I had multiple accounts. So it's going to assign it to the right one still, right? It had me confirm it, and it asked me for the address, but I didn't have it. If I would have said I didn't have that, it would have asked me the name. I gave it the name right away and it skipped past it. If I would have went through the full request, we actually would have put the service request in there, which would have then came here, which then could have went into the automation center and started a full service process. I mean, we're seeing the full steps, and an AI agent could have helped along the way. So these are really the main skills I want to go over. There is actually so many more. Like I said, we have a report builder now.
Yeah, Caden, there's so much to show,
I know,
but
yeah,
I'm looking at
crazy.
I'm looking at some of the comments. The guys, one thing that we're introducing is conversational reporting. Guys, this is a whole new world. Everything that you thought you knew about how to operate a SaaS platform and how to work within a piece of software, it's over. The world changed, and we're just trying to be this conduit for you into this new world. So Caden, I don't know if we have any conversational reporting, but like having 30 standard reports that you have to go look at and filter, those days are over. You could actually have a conversation with your report skill expert and just get the data you want. Okay, and also I got a couple of requests. People want to see the momentum claw, so I just want to make sure that we get to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there's
Are you sure?
yeah, guys, here I want to say one thing, guys, because I really wanted to leave as much time to just show and not tell. Guys, we are in the early stages here. The way that I framed this the other day, we're in beta, and all that comes along with being in beta. So like we're taking a very finite amount of agencies that are going to be part of this like beta release. And Peter said, are you sure? Like, guys, we're trying stuff. We're in the ready, fire, aim mentality. And like not everything is going to work perfectly 100%. This is like so new every day. And we're kind of taking the burden of all the innovation and all the expense and all the research and all the trial and error. And we're doing it for you guys. And Yeah, we're going to do live demos, and not everything's going to work. And if you're looking for a super tight, enterprise ready, like 99.9%, do exactly what I say, I would say, wait a little bit. But if you want to be part of this tip of the spear, cutting edge, leveraging AI, that's what we're providing to you. So, yeah, Peter, let's do a live demo. Let's see how it works. Let's see what happens. Now, Kaden, can you just take a minute? Because I know most people that I talk to like really don't know what OpenClaw is or how that is like different than AI. And if you want, I have a 20-second explanation. But Kaden, if you have one, if you want to give it a shot.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I can explain it in probably the simplest term because when it was first, you and Peter are definitely fascinated, like you were fascinated by it before me. I didn't fully understand it until I went to use it. So, OpenClaw, the biggest difference between other AI platforms, and when you use it, you'll feel this. It sort of prompts you. It's like it's your assistant. It's a go-getter. It wants to achieve things. I can give it instructions to do one thing, something I've never even done before, like upload that document. Like let's say we did that, which I did beforehand. I said the same thing in Momentum Claw. We never gave it any prior instructions on how to extract data from a document. In the other ones, we've given it a year of training, but in this one, nothing. And it went through and it learned about insurance. It learned how to extract the data, what the document was, and it even offered to do next steps. I mean, that's the impressive thing. It was
Can
giving.
I jump in real quick? Sorry,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
when you finish. So this is what I alluded to when I said in the last few weeks, new technologies popped up that kind of forced us to put some new elements into it. So what Caden showed you, and if those of you familiar with the existing AI suite in Momentum, the current Momentum platform, there's an actual AI embedded in it, and you can do a lot of these things already in that platform, like document scanning and introducing, creating policies with the billing and prospects and so forth. Those are built in an agentic framework that is more traditional. The bot we use basically is LangChain and LangGraph, for those of you familiar with the different agent frameworks. Uh, these are the first generation is obviously ChatGPT, just an assistant. You type stuff, it talks back to you. The agent frameworks can go beyond that, where not only can they consult you on stuff, but they understand you provided enough knowledge, and they can learn how to navigate a platform. And then you can prompt them to do stuff for you using things like the API and then the MCP version of the API, which is something designed for agents. And then as of a few weeks ago, those of you following AI news, a whole new generation of agents popped up. These are always on personal assistants that live on your desktop. So I'm talking, the first one obviously was, I forgot the first name, something bot. It's now renamed as OpenClaw. And new, better versions of it are popping up daily. The popular ones are obviously OpenClaw and Claude Code and the different flavors, and they're all converging on the same theme. This truly is a personal assistant, a digital version of your persona. You can give it a soul, you can give it knowledge about yourself, what you do, who you are, and it will manage anything from your emails and documents and calendar to your workload. And one important addition to that is, unlike our existing agents that Caden demoed, it's actually now very good at accessing any website and being able to navigate and perform actions on that website. So if you wanted to connect another AMS or a radar, or if you wanted to show it how to use the traveler's agent portal to go in and download the history of the policy or the deck page for for that particular account, it's without too much prompting or teaching it, it can do that. This is just one example, and as you can, and it's very good at doing this again without having to create a whole big ontology or a graph knowledge base or a graph database. With a couple of MD files, you can teach it how to do almost anything. And that is the breakthrough. A lot of us here at Momentum have fallen into what we call the OpenClaw rabbit hole, pulling all-nighters because the technology is amazing. And we're trying to bring that as an addition to what we've already developed in Agency.AI. And that's what Kaden is kind of demoing on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and I just, Peter, I want to add one thing to that. Guys, as you can imagine, there are hundreds of you listening live right now. And in the past 3 months, 6 months, we've spoken with thousands of agents about AI, and everybody wants to know, well, what is it? What are you building? And there really is no one way to answer it. We're not just about voice, and we're not just about scanning documents, and we're not just about building automations or workflows. It could do all that. But the way that I would recommend to you to think about us, because like Peter said, this is changing every day. And we wanted to take the burden off of you guys to have to worry about changing your stack every day. Let us handle that. That's what we're here to do. We have scores of developers and resources, integration specialists, people who really are students of AI. And we are taking advantage of the best that's out there. And we're constantly testing it, vetting it, making it as secure as humanly possible, and then exposing it to you. And if something changes tomorrow, we are taking advantage of that and then exposing it to you. Right now, that's something that would be incredibly difficult as a standalone one-off agency, unless you're one of the top 100 and has a team to do that. So that's one of the things I wanted to make sure as a point we got across. A couple of questions that came up, because we're going to get to QA right now. For those of you who know what a RAG is, I want everyone to understand that one of the things that we're offering is kind of like a memory that is closed off for you and your agency. Your data, we have it, we host it, but your data is not being uploaded to general language models. And the skills that you're contributing here live in your own agency RAG, your own agency memory. And that's something that comes up a lot, and I want to make mention of that. And we host it in a way that we're kind of like future-proofing it. And Peter mentioned this a couple of times. Guys, this is AMS agnostic. This is not meant to come in and replace an existing agency management system. This is meant to be a layer on top of all the technology that you've got. We, for years, have been talking about having a database source of truth. We have a database source of truth. We can ingest all your data from one system or from 14 different systems. We have a way to map them all together so different systems speak the same language and communicate with each other. And we have the ability to save all that data in one source of truth. And if you have that one source of truth, that is the thing that was missing to be able to fully tap into what AI has to offer. So those are just a couple of points. I'm not doing them justice, but there will be more conversations around it. But like there were a couple of things that I wanted to get across. But really think of us as your ambassador and your conduit to the best innovative AI technology that just keeps getting better every day. And we're learning every day and making that available to you.
Thanks, Michael. There's a ton of interesting questions, and I was trying to answer them, so I wasn't paying attention. But again, I want to emphasize something. The agents that Caden demonstrated, these are all running on our infrastructure, even the LLM models behind firewall. So there's no, if you upload a policy document or a carry download document, it will not be, it's secure. It will not be leaving our firewalls architecture. Now, the OpenClaw agents, the next generation that you can see in the app, you can have your own. If you know how to install OpenClaw locally on your machine, you can do that. What we are providing for those of you who just want, a plug and play option is in our architecture, we are launching a virtual machine for everybody who wants their own OpenClaw or Hermes or one of these other new generation agents. So it will not, which is the recommended way. So there's some security issues, obviously. You're all aware of, having something running on your own machine. You have to kind of know what you're doing. In a virtual machine, we only load the skills and documents and files that this OpenClaw, MomentumClaw agent needs to do its insurance-related tasks and perform these things on, whether it's using Momentum as a backend, also connecting Momentum with other MS systems, CRM systems, raters, client portals, and the like. So the preferred, again, we will be creating a virtual machine instance, and that agent will be your own agent. You can modify it, you can customize it, you can give it instructions. It can be leaning to as a producer or a CSR or an agency owner or a marketing person for the agency, but it will be very, very safe and secure in the environment in which it runs. I want to make that very clear.
And Caden, guys, there are so many foundational elements that really contribute. And because we've been working on these things for so long, that allowed us to like step right in when AI became this thing and be able to build these types of things, because there are amazing vendors out there that have these amazing AI tools and scanning documents, but they live on an island. And when that vendor is able to extract that data, well, where does it go? Where does it live? How does it get into your database? But by having been an agency management system for so long and a source of truth for thousands of agencies, it allowed us to have the infrastructure in place. But one of the things I want to get across, we pride ourselves here at Momentum as being the most open platform out there. We don't have rules blocking anyone, and I mean anyone who wants to connect to us. So as I'm looking through all these comments of somebody saying, hey, I use this vendor, I use this tool, can I connect it? The answer is yes. Now, Caden, I don't know if it's good to show here in the toolbox, or if you want to just go show, I think slide 16, if you could just go back to there quickly. Guys, we recognize, just like Apple recognized when they launched their App Store, that they can't build every possible thing themselves. Apple became $1 trillion company when they launched the App Store and said, hey, community, go build on top of our iOS. And that's what we've done. And that's a huge part of the release of InsuranceAgency.AI. Some of these logos, are somewhat, they've been on our website. Some of these vendors we're in the middle of negotiations with. So if you represent one of these vendors and it's not 100% accurate, please forgive me. But everybody, if you go out and you go to a trade show and you go to Indie and you come back and you meet 10 awesome vendors that you want to integrate with, the old way was you would have to go do 10 integrations. Not anymore. If you are connected and part of InsuranceAgency.AI, any vendor that is already connected with us, you now have instant access to. No integration, no setup, no onboarding meetings, no data mapping. Those days are over. And in our first launch, we have dozens and dozens of third parties and vendors that have already built functionality. Maybe it's a toolbox, maybe it's a skill, maybe it's an agent that already have hundreds of automations, workflows, tools that are available in InsuranceAgency.AI. So, I have this like cheesy quote, Caden, I forgot what slide it is. It's, I think, go down like one or two slides. Bottom line, guys, what we've built here is that any one of you can build a tool or a skill and can contribute it where we all benefit. But on the flip side, all of you are building tools, skills, making this platform better that any one of you could now come download and subscribe to. And you are all going to have the ability to not just take advantage of what we have, but we're opening this up to user-generated community, to user-generated content. So if you want, you come build something that rising tide that lifts the ship here, you'll have the opportunity, the option to publish it and make it available for everybody else to take advantage of. Again, optional if you want it, but now it's no longer just what could we and our team build? We are tapping into the community. So there are hundreds of you here. We have scores of vendors, and literally every day, Caden, like, I mean, there was one day where we like jumped, like we had 50 new skills that we didn't have the day before. And we have become the repository where anything that you could possibly conceive, chances are somebody else has already thought of it and are in the midst of building it or have already published it on Momentum's InsuranceAgency.AI. So the need to go out to a lot of these different one-off vendors, I think, is being reduced. And you don't have to worry about like, well, what workflow do I have to build? Peter, please.
Yeah, to add to that, for example, Cloak Hub has over like 30,000 skills included. After the cleanup, they're down to like 6,500 reliable, verified, non-dangerous work skills. Basically, a skill is a simple agent that can perform a particular function. In addition to that, for those of you familiar with Paperclip, so Paperclip is the extension of the interface we're building to help the human interface interact with all your agents. Think of this as your agency's digital footprint. You will see all the agents on the left-hand side that can do different things, all their skills, all the tasks, all the projects being worked on. You will have an inbox where you have notifications that need your attention, whether you need to verify something, the human in the loop, approve something, and so forth. So that platform, which actually it was released after we came up with this interface, also has, I believe, several hundred company profiles, turnkey companies. So if you're running, let's say, a real estate agency, you can go there and download the digital footprint of a real estate agency. I didn't see one for an insurance agency yet, but that's exactly what we're building. So the tech elements are out there. What we're providing is the know-how, the insurance-specific knowledge base that will kind of provide, that will enable our clients, our agents, to be their AI agents to be experts in performing insurance-specific or insurance agency management tasks. Caden and I don't know if you mentioned that, but we will be doing several times a week afternoon webinars where we will go deeper into Momentum Claw and the variety of different agents that we'll be adding daily and how to add skills. And it's the format is meant to be more like a hackathon where we will welcome input from those of you who are interested, have ideas, and you don't have to be technical. You will see that a skills file, you can ask the agent itself, you can type whatever you want it to do, how to do it, and will create its own skills file. Again, for those of you who are familiar with the technology. So you do not need an ounce of technical expertise to be able to contribute.
Yeah, so, Caden, if you could jump to slide 6 just for 1 second. Guys, just to kind of give you a visual. Constantly, we're as a team constantly looking at technology and trying to stay on top of innovation. And the past couple of months, it's impossible to, it's humbling to stay up to speed because every day something changes. About a week ago, and I don't know if you guys, here's the best analogy I could come up with. I'm sure many of you have seen those videos on YouTube where you have somebody who's colorblind and all of a sudden they put on those glasses and then now they could see color and the world has changed. I had a similar change in view and perspective last week when I got to see some of the open claw. And I know there's talk and it's dangerous. And guys, please believe me when I tell you, it is mind-bending. It is transformative. It connects all the dots and it does work for you. It thinks. I needed to, I don't know how to connect. I'm not a coder. I don't know how to connect via an API, but there was a tool that I wanted to use. I said to my personal Claw agent, go connect to that service and go start building these tools for me. I never would have been able to do that before. OpenClaw went, it just asked me for my API key, and it went and it started searching the web, finding the skills, building these tools. And that's happening here. And we're just hyper focused on doing these things within the insurance agency universe and delivering these skills for you. So I can't stress it enough. And I know this probably sounds a little patronizing, but only just because I I got to see it like this week. If you're not familiar with OpenClaw or you haven't really seen it work, please check it out in any way that you can. For insurance, we're happy to be that Sherpa for you. And please, send me a message and let me know if you haven't had that eureka moment yet. Please do me a favor, text me when you do, because it changes everything. And I've been in this digital world for a very, very long time. This is the most transformative change that I've seen. And all we're trying to do is harness it and expose it for you and to you.
Can I
So
can I add one thing, Michael?
yeah, sure. We're at time. And so I just want to be sensitive to that. Guys, we're going to keep doing this. We're going to have tons of opportunity for you to interact with us and learn. But I just want to say one thing, guys, we're in beta. Go to InsuranceAgency.AI and sign up, please. We have a waiting list already. We've far exceeded capacity for the beta. We just want to do a very controlled run with a select number of agencies. And then every single month, we're going to be rolling it out to more and more, and then just to have a complete full release. We are going to be charging for it starting June 1st. Caden, if you want to talk about what we're going to charge for it, you can. If not, you can keep everybody in suspense. It's going to be hyper affordable. We want to make it accessible to everyone. So with that, I will shut up. Everybody, thank you for taking the time. We value the time and we really appreciate your focus. And we look forward to building this with you and sharing this with you. Caden.
Yeah. So what I want to add is because I am seeing OpenClaw is dangerous. I'm seeing you guys post that, and most of the scenarios where we're finding that to be true is whenever they unleash it in a not controlled environment. That's important to know because we're doing virtual machines, right? You control what it has access to, and you'll see it ask a not knowledgeable employee will ask the same thing for access it shouldn't have. You can shut that down. It'll ask you. It's the people that are giving it access to everything, their actual live environment. That's where you're seeing these crazy things happen because it will try to do these things. And if it has access to it, it will do those things. But that's why we're keeping it controlled. We're locking it down and we're seeing great results out of it. Yeah, so I just wanted to add that. And then, like Michael said, we're always thinking about bringing these features in a way that it's going to make sense, right? And we know what the cost of AI is outside it. And we really want to make it so some of you agencies will be like, well, why have this AI or why use this AI if I have my insurance agency AI and I can just use that because it already knows my full agency. It already knows I'm an agency and has that context. So I will say the pricing for the insurance agency AI will release very soon here, but it is very cost effective. And then there will be add-ons Open Momentum Claw will have an additional cost. A lot of these apps, because they're outside partners.
It's going to be just like Apple. It's going to be in-app purchases. Because we have a vendor community, and it's going to be opt-in. It's going to be your choice. If it's a tool that you want, and somebody exposed the price, you could say, I want to subscribe to it. I want to pay per use, per month, and there's going to be a real, true open marketplace. We're not going to ram anything down your throat. We're not going to force you to use anything that you don't want. Here's the core architecture, and we're just going to stay as modern and up-to-date as possible so you don't have to, and you're going to have choices. I record every call that I have on Fireflies and Zoom, and it's just been racking up. And I downloaded Momentum Claw through our partner that hosted for us, and I gave it a connection to Fireflies. And then it got back to me and said, within 90 seconds, it says, I just processed 600 meetings and 400 hours of your meetings. And this is what I know about you. This is what I learned. And it has that intelligence or lack of intelligence, as Peter would probably point out, of the things that I've had to say over the past 600 meetings. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to take all these questions. We are going to upload it to our knowledge base. And the answers are already there because most of these questions are things that have already been asked and answered. But now a human doesn't have to do it. Think about all the procedures in your office and all the questions in your office that are answered dozens, if not hundreds of times. I think those days are over. So we're drinking our own Kool-Aid. We're using it, and we're getting better every day, and we're just making it available to you. We are on a mission to weaponize the independent agent, to leverage this technology to build a bigger, stronger, more profitable business. That is our sole reason for launching this product.
Probably just go back to the very beginning of the presentation. What we're building is a platform that can help our agencies or any insurance agency run their business in the age of AI. And whether you like AI or not, there's AI. I have AI fatigue myself. It's the future and cannot be avoided. And again, if you embrace it, you'll do well. And if you ignore it at your own peril, and we're here to help you navigate that new reality, basically.